This is Judge Matt Rothy. I'm the judge for Stoughton Municipal Court. We're handling initial appearances tonight. We're appearing via Zoom. It's being recorded as well.
Yes.
You're Barbara Egan? Okay. Received a citation for operating left of center line?
Yes.
All right. Let me take a look at my documents here. Just ask your patience for a second. Okay, thank you, Ms. Egan, for waiting while I check that. Do I have your correct address? Are you at Lidl Mill Road in Stoughton?
Yes.
Okay, and you were cited for operating left of center line. I read your plea information. You indicated that you thought you should have had a warning, and that the officer might have been in Rock County when he pulled you over.
Well, he was in Rock County. I don't know if that.
Well, hang on. Before I don't get into facts tonight. I usually accept pleas. I don't want you to tell me too much about the case because the prosecutor's not here. So if I hear too much of the information, it would be considered unfair. It's called an ex parte communication. So normally I take pleas tonight. The three plea options are guilty, no contest, or not guilty. What I'm inclined to do based upon your plea information is just enter a not guilty plea and have you discuss this with the prosecutor to see if the officer was in another county, in Rock County, if that will make a difference.
Okay. Is there anything I need to do to, I mean, I can walk you through what happened, but I don't know. You don't want that.
I don't want to hear what happened. Okay. So if I hear what happened, then I would have to move this case to another judge.
Oh, I thought you were going to decide.
At a trial I would, but we're not at that stage yet.
I don't need to go to trial. I just need someone to hear me.
Okay. Well, let me enter a not guilty plea. We'll have you talk over the prosecutor and see if you and the prosecutor can resolve it, because I do not have the power to dismiss the citation.
Oh,
at least not at this stage. So if you're looking for a dismissal, you should talk to the prosecutor about it and enter a not guilty plea then.
Okay, who's the prosecutor?
Mary, do you know the answer to that?
I'll send a notice with all of that information and her phone number to call.
Right. So Ms. Egan, you can call the prosecutor and then see if you guys can resolve it short of a trial. If you're able to resolve it short of a trial, then what happens is that I will approve. Usually they'll send the agreement to me for my approval. If it's a dismissal, if it's an altered citation, I don't know. And then at that point, what I'll do is that I usually approve those, and then you can be on your way. If you can't resolve it or the prosecutor won't dismiss it, and you're unsatisfied with that decision, then I can hear that at a trial, and I'll hear the police officer's testimony. I'll hear your testimony, and then I'll make my decision.
Okay.
So that's why I checked the address. I want to make sure that we had that address correct. And the reason why I can't hear too much information, the prosecutor's not here, it's considered unfair.
The Dunkirk city attorney is Mary Belling, but I'll have all of that information on the notice.
So Ms. Egan, what I'm going to do is I'm going to order that both of you attend a pretrial conference. It usually be by the phone to see if you can resolve it. If you can't resolve it, then at that point, we'll schedule for a trial at times that works for both you and Ms. Belling.
Okay. So I'll follow whatever instructions.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, sounds good. That will take care of it this evening. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think she's still there.
I'm trying to remove. Okay.
Yeah, too much TV. Everything gets tossed at the
Yeah.
initial appearance, and that's just not the right procedure. So,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Well, good evening, Mary.
Hi there. Yeah. The
And two other people that were going to appear.
A few, actually, one last minute, but no one else is there yet. What time is it?
5:08.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to just run through the
Sure.
default?
Okay.
All right. Let's see. Hang on a second. I got that. I put everything in my folder to take home, including some personal notes. All right. Okay. So I said that the last updated list you sent me was around 3:30. I think I have that updated version. So
Okay, good.
Lionel Thomas Adams III, forfeit the bond. Tyson Tyrone Anderson is a default judgment. Uzama Andrew Anakuru is a default judgment.
He wanted to appear. He was the last minute one that.
That's the last minute one. Well, let's hold off on that. Okay. I defaulted. I'll remove the default judgment, okay, and we'll hold that in suspension for right now. We'll hold that in abeyance. So next will be Alex Baker, a default, and then Annie Christine Dawn Baltazar is going to appear, so we'll give her a minute as well.
Yeah.
All right. Now next will be Ellie Flanagan Britton.
Right. She has a plea sheet.
Yep. Let me see if I can find that. Good grades. All right. Let me see. She's in a church. She's a morally upstanding person. All right. Let's see. I don't even know her offense yet. So hang on a second. Let me have a number of these open. All right. Let me go back to where I was. Sorry, I talk out loud, but I realize that I talk out loud, which is still a good thing.
That's all right.
Oh, speeding on a city highway. Let's see. How old is she? She gets good grades. That's a problem here, is that if they're a probationary license, it might affect it more. Give me a minute. There it is. Okay, still a probationary license. What's her record look like? This looks like a town of Dunkirk case.
Does he include that?
So here's what I'm going to do. I don't see any other citations. I'm going to reduce this to a 1 to 10 over 3 points and same forfeiture.
Okay.
And then if for whatever reason, if she's in point trouble, then you can always talk to me and possibly reopen it. I'll take a look at it. But,
okay.
All right, next will be Patrick James Cohen, a default judgment. Robert Allen DeChambeau III is a default judgment. Ahmed Musan Dasuki is a default judgment. Korean Donaldson is a default judgment. Kelly Dugan is a bond forfeiture. Cale Drierson is a default judgment and all 3 citations. Ms. Egan already appeared. We'll do enter not guilty plea. Dylan Foster is a default judgment. No restitution, but if the victim would like, we will hold a restitution hearing once the courtroom is open again. Eric Frankinson.
He's pled not guilty. So
okay. Enter a not guilty plea. Michelle Fian, default judgment. Just a minute. Let me see what the forfeiture is on that. Okay. All right. Nicole Gallagher has a plea sheet. This time I'm going to check to see what the citation was for first. I can't tell. This must be it.
It's exceeding speed.
Oh, there it is.
zones
There it
is
is. There it is. Okay. Sorry, they put it at the end instead of the beginning.
Yeah, he sends those to me differently.
All right. So let's see what she has to say. Please sheet. Okay, just ask for leniency. So it was 16 to 19 over. I'll reduce that to 1 to 10 over. 3 points, same forfeiture. All right. You ready?
Yes.
Stephen Garvey is a default judgment on all 5 citations. Lavelle Garvey. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Stephen Garvey had 4. Lavelle no, hang on.
That's 5. Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, 5. I'm sorry. Lavelle Gayfield is a default judgment. Christopher Gitchell is a bond forfeiture.
It's on both. I just didn't put it.
Sure.
He has 2. So
Okay, we'll forfeit the bond on both.
okay.
Stephen Hall is a default judgment on all 3 citations. Paul Harvey is a default judgment. Okay, Miguel Isidro Robles is a will appear.
Yeah, but he also paid. So I think he's just looking for reduction in points, and it's a speeding.
Okay, at the end, you help me out this time.
Okay.
Speeding 65. Okay, great. Or 16 to 19 over. Okay, he sent an email just saying he was going 5 to 7 over. I'll reduce it to 1 to 10 over.
Okay.
Same forfeiture, but 3 points.
Okay.
If he does appear, we'll tell him that we gave him the benefit of the doubt, but that way we've kind of, I think that's what he was looking for in the first place.
Okay.
So. All right. Kirsten Johnson is a default judgment. 3 citations. Matthew Cook is a default judgment on 4 citations. Bradley Matson is a default judgment. Jason McGinnis, we've got no contest plea.
Right, but he didn't say anything, so I don't know if you want to automatically renew or reduce that since he
Let me take a look at it.
had no contest.
So when I look at these, just is somebody put forth the effort?
Right.
And if he entered a no contest plea, I'm inclined to. Hang on a second. I think I read is it with the rest of the information or is it separate?
I didn't even scan it because all he did was enter the plea. There was
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I will amend it to 1 to 10 over. 3 points, same forfeiture.
Okay.
Sylvia Montoya.
It's the same thing. She paid it and said guilty, but didn't write anything, as a reason. So I think since she paid the bond amount, she's probably looking for a reduction in points.
Yeah, and I'll do that. This is 20 to 24 over. I'll reduce it to 11 to 19 over. 4 points instead of 6, same forfeiture.
Okay.
Okay, Karen Moore is a default judgment. Shannon Nelson is a default judgment. Victoria Aller is a default judgment. And then Edwin Green Pachicho Rodriguez.
Right.
That plea sheet. Okay, first of all, is this Dunkirk too? No, this is City of Stoughton. Operating motor vehicle without proof of insurance and speeding. All right, let me see his plea sheet. Okay, I can't do anything about the, he asked us for leniency. I can't do anything about the 0 points and $10 proof of insurance citations, but the other one, 2024 over, I'll reduce that to 11 and 19 over, 4 points, same forfeiture.
All right.
Next, Ricardo Antonio Pagan Rivera. Oh, I'm sorry. I was reused to his plea sheet. That's just a default judgment.
Yeah.
Lucas Peters is a default judgment. Elijah Pitney is a bond forfeiture. Alexander Rabatoy is a default judgment on all 3 citations, 4 citations, excuse me. Joshua Reeves is a default judgment. Shane Rigel is a bond forfeiture. Adon Reyes Moranchel is a bond forfeiture on both citations. Emma Solberg is a bond forfeiture. Jordan Triggs is a bond forfeiture. John Unerdl is a bond forfeiture. George Vasek is a bond forfeiture. And then Ashley Walker Ray Caroline, no contest plea with there's no explanation.
No, but it's a speeding.
No contest plea and find her guilty.
That's a speeding too.
Oh, Ashley Caroline Walker Reyes.
White. Oh, I'm sorry, Sarah. Sorry, I jumped
Yep.
ahead.
I was going to go to Sarah White.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Oh, too much to keep track of here.
The print gets small sometimes.
Yeah.
All right, Sarah White. Ask for forgiveness. 11 to 15 is what she's going to reduce it to 1 to 10, 3
Okay.
points instead of 4.
All right.
Kaisine Williams is a default judgment. Allison Wallach is a default judgment. And Robert Yeager is a default judgment. Anybody else in the waiting room?
Nobody. Did you want to address the 2 that wanted to appear?
Yes.
Okay, the first one is ANOKWURU.
Hang on a second.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I lost my page. Hang on a second.
I don't think I scanned that. No. Came in last minute.
Okay. So he called and wanted to talk to me. He's not available. Maybe he had a Zoom problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to default him on the non-registration of auto citation. Since he called in and requested a hearing, but is not able to appear, I'll reduce it to 1 to 10 over 3 points for this meeting.
And then the other one is Annie Balthazar, I think. She was planning to appear.
Okay, let me look at Miss Balthazar. I think one of my fantasy books. What's that?
I did not scan her plea sheet because she just said she was going to be appearing. There was no explanation or anything, but it's
Okay.
a speeding.
I'll find her in default because I'll find its appearance time was 5 o'clock. It's 5:22. Nobody's appearing, but see, according to the 19 over, I'll reduce it to 1 to 10 over 3 points, same forfeiture.
Okay. That's it.
Okay. Let me wait around for maybe 3 more minutes. See if
Okay.
anybody appears.
Okay.
So they're actually having. Let me X out here so I can. You're in a small picture right now. Let me make you big.
Oh, okay. Now don't.
I
Like,
guess I don't
small.
really care what I look like, so a lot that's
Try not
expected by a
to.
lot of people in Zoom. They're actually having a couple conferences for judges. They're having
Oh,
2 days in July and 2 days in September.
wow.
So I you are always I know you have the clerk seminar, but I think you're always eligible to go to to that one as well.
Just, yeah. I know online they let us attend the judges ones, but I didn't know anything about the in-person ones.
I thought that you could. If you can't, I'm not. I always thought that. So anyway, I'm not going to go to the July one. I just got too much
Okay.
going on. But I have, I think, 8 or 9 credit hours already. So I think I have enough. So I will likely go to the Friday conference in September just to cover one day.
Okay.
If they let me do that, I would assume that they
Yeah.
would. So
The city attorney, I still need to send you an email to remind you about this because she was asking about continuing to have pretrials by phone. How do they handle trials? So I'll send you an email to remind you. But the second part of her question was, when they have an initial appearance, can we get a phone number or an email? I said, I don't think we like to do that because the court is televised.
right.
Don't want that information given out. So she's trying to find out if there's a way to get that. I've often wondered if we ever get to the point where we do more email, is it something you could bring up to the chief to see if the police officer, when they give the ticket, could just ask for that information?
I could always ask.
Blank space. I mean, that's a part of the ticket. It says telephone number.
If they ask, if they decline, I'm not going to push it. Either at the
No,
at the stop.
I know because they
Right.
have enough to do, but it's something
Right.
I think someday, we're going to end up being more, especially I think after this pandemic, things are going to be more phone, Zoom.
Right.
stuff.
We could even just ask them in court. I don't like that though, because I'm always televised. I would rather have people just say, I don't want to put Problem is if I ask, most people will say sure, but
Yeah.
I'm a judge,
I
so
know,
they
and I
might.
don't even, if I had
Yeah.
a form, but if we have it up there, then everybody will see their numbers. So I
Right.
wasn't sure myself how to work that
Right.
out.
In
unless
other
you
words, if
have-
I ask, they might feel like they are obliged to give it when
Right,
that's
yeah,
not the
that's,
case.
yeah.
So.
A lot of courts actually ask for social security numbers. I mean, they ask for all that, and it to me, I'm blown away. To me, that
Yeah.
seems very illegal,
Yeah.
but it's
Especially with the social security numbers. So.
convenient to have for.
They used to have social security numbers on wills, and they used to file them, and I'm like,
that's crazy. Yeah.
yeah. So.
All right.
You know what? I just have it as 5:26 now.
Okay.
Actually, I think my clock. What time do you have?
I have 5:24, but
Yes.
I'm
Okay,
close
because
enough.
my computer is 2 minutes fast. So the operator, when he programmed it, must have programmed it 2 minutes fast.
I'll tell him that.
I always wonder because I've got a clock in the room I have court, where I sit for the Zoom meetings, and it's always 2 minutes slower. I'm like, I always. So sometimes I'm late. I thought I was later, but actually it wasn't too bad today. So
it's Mr. IT's fault. Oh, all
all
right.
right. So I'll make the finding that it's now 5:24. Is there anybody in the waiting room, Mary?
Just double checking. Nope.
Okay, so I went ahead and reduced the people that said they were going to appear.
Right.
If they want, they can always contest it or file a motion to reopen. They might, but I'll certainly entertain that. Most likely grant it. But I'll make the finding that it's now 5:25.
Okay.
Nobody's appeared, and I'm going to go ahead and default the rest.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, I'll see you in a
That's it.
couple weeks.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Mary.
Mhm.
Bye.
Bye.